Hello, Tim here. Welcome to my channel. Today's episode, I'm going to do an update on my previous video where I talked about a hand injury to the left hand. And I really haven't done much all summer in the shop because of that. I've been having therapy in my hand, and at the time that the previous video was shot, I was still having to wear a brace and immobilize my hand so that this could heal. And a tendon got severed there, and that's why it had to be immobilized until that healed up. But as you can see, I can move my finger up and down. Right after the accident, I couldn't move it up at all. So that's a good thing. I've had to daily keep working, and every day it's stiff, and I'm still pushing down and doing all the exercises that the hand therapist was having me do, and I'm still seeing the therapist. I want to thank you all for the well wishes and sympathies and encouragement. I had more responses with the saw accident one than I think any of the other videos I've put out. So I really appreciate that. It meant a lot, and I appreciate those that have even called me once, friends that had seen the video and talked about it and even related some. I mean, everybody that works with wood or works with their hands is going to have some accident at some point or another. Hopefully, God forbid anybody has a bad one like I had. My reason for sharing it with you is so that anybody that's working with their hands can be careful. But with the therapy that I had, I'm really happy that I can actually make a fist right now. I couldn't do that before, earlier this summer. And working my hands back and forth, I've had tools that the therapist gave me, and some of them I bought online, and I'll show you those briefly. This is like a spiky ball that was supposed to be rolled back and forth. My arm got really stiff in here, and I had to loosen up the fluids and push it up. I had actually 2 spiky balls and a hard ball too. So at first that's all I used, and then as I was trying to get my my grip back, I had this kind of spongy thing that I just kept working and working and working. Every time we traveled someplace, I had this with me, and I was just pushing on it. I'm beyond this point here, but this hand is still not as strong as my right hand. I'm right-handed, so this kind of took over for that. I'm probably half strength. This hand is like at least twice as strong as this one, but it's coming back. One of the things that I thought was pretty useful is this little finger massager thing that I purchased, and that pushes the fluid back. Especially good right in here to work that muscle and tissue. And then a roller thing, you push that down, it feels tingly when you do that. It's okay, I have no restrictions now, so I can push this around. You don't want to let this be neglected so that the scar tissue sticks to your tendon, and it would end up limiting your movement. So thankfully it's coming around. But I want to show you some special tools that I made up, that I came up with some ideas that they didn't have. And I want to show you some of the wood projects, and this might be of interest to some of you. One of the things that I had to do is have a way to keep my fingers spread apart, work them apart, and they put like soft material in between, and I'm supposed to squeeze, do an exercise like that. But I came up with an idea. I actually tried it with a little wooden knob, but I turned these on the lathe with like a double knob, or like a double mushroom, or like a apple core, I guess, and put these in between my fingers like this. And it puts pressure on there, and it has an effect of pushing the fluid down my hand. And I use a little burnishing tool. This is a piece of rosewood that I've used for, I forget what it was, might be for clay work. But I was supposed to kind of massage my hand tissue. The swelling's gone down considerably from what it was. And this kind of helped massage the backside. That's one of the things they wanted me to do. So I made these two tools, or these knob things, and I would leave them on for maybe 15 minutes or so, and it would be kind of puffy there. And then when I take them out, it's kind of like a big dent there. But it felt good. It felt like, okay, I got some exercise. You can even see a little bit like that. And then I made a wooden ball, my own ball, for exercising those tendons in my wrist and in my hand. The spiky ball kind of disperses the pressure points around there, but the round ball, the hard round ball, was quite useful for massaging initially the tendons in my arm. One of the things that I did this fall was take a trip to Europe, and having these therapy tools with me, I had the spiky ball, I had a sponge thing, and so when I was on the plane and on the train, I'd put these on or work with it. But one of the things I wanted to try and get my hand back to, this is quite painful about a month ago to bend my wrist up like this, but I want to get back to playing guitar again. So I came up with an idea. I hadn't seen this anywhere before. I'm not saying I'm original with it, but I made a part of a neck of my guitar. It's full size, up to the 5th fret. And this is basswood. I took string that is nylon, which is kind of like the stuff they use for plumb lines in construction, and you have to burn the end and roll it so that it doesn't fray out. But this worked out pretty good to space holes here, and then super glue the string in here, and then I stretched it around and super glued it here, and then super glued each string. And I marked the frets. This is like the nut end of the guitar, and this is the 5th fret here. The purpose of making a short thing instead of a full neck is that you can put this in your pocket. You can carry it with you. So I was trying to find chord shapes like, D7, G, and at first I couldn't even do this because there was so much pain right in here, my wrist. But I would sit there and hold that chord position. But because I couldn't move my fingers to what I remembered chords being, I made a cheat sheet. And you can download just something like this, and it just has the basic chord shapes. Actually, it's what it says, basic chord. You must know chords. And I couldn't remember some of them, like some of the minors and whatever, because limited mobility. Now it's getting a little better. I'm not using this anymore because I don't need it for travel purposes. But what I did is I would hold it out as if I had the whole guitar here, and it's not really meant to practice on. It's just meant to get my fingers used to making those chord shapes again. And sometimes I would pretend I was playing something. It still kind of hurts right in there. So it's kind of like a carpal tunnel problem I got going on. But the strings are all the same weight, which is not like your typical guitar because they'd be thin. But I wanted to be able to feel them. I wanted to be able to feel and push down on them. So that's what this is all about. And the therapist really liked it. So I don't know, maybe I'll make more of these if it could be a useful tool for a guitar teacher that would want to just show a chord position without getting his instrument out. But anyway, that's what I did, and had a lot of fun making it, and it was really helpful and beneficial. So that's the update on my hand, and I thank you all for the kind words and the well wishes and everything. I got a lot of response on that, and it's much appreciated. And hope all of you stay safe. And if I can answer any questions in regard to, I mean, I'm not a therapist by any means as far as hand therapy, but I have a lot of experience now in what you need to do and to maintain mobility. And hopefully in a year's time, I'll do another follow-up, maybe play a tune on the guitar or something like that. I'll try. But just appreciate your watching it, and please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Thank you all. We'll see you next time.